think they could be laughing harder.
This is hilarious.
Or I could have chosen a better joke to do. You know.
You mean on the podcast?
No.
How about a joke? Give us something, Jen.
You want a joke?
No, I mean, just have a conversation. I like that you were a ram. And I told you I had panic attacks, and I quit comedy for 2 years. Are you gonna cry?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Because you were like, give me something, so that means I'm failing.
No, we're having a conversation. You've listened to the podcast. You're holding your stomach like you're going to have diarrhea, too.
I'm going to have diarrhea.
Did somebody die?
You just called me out for failing.
I did not. I can see how you get in your own head. That's not what happened at all. That's not what happened.
A little bit.
Look, I just watched you do great at not good. Listen, at stand-up comedy. And you said you got in your own head because you weren't doing good and you were afraid you weren't doing good. So who do you think's right in this equation? You're right. Why, you'd be a good girlfriend. You're a catch for some guy out there. Who's right? Yeah, I'm really cheating. Sure, you're right. You're not cheating. Sorry. You know how it is to stand up? Well, you've been doing it so much longer than me, but either you're on stage and you're not thinking at all because it's all in the moment and you're just going, or you're doing jokes and there's thinking going on, like about what you just did or what's going to happen next. Yeah. Or what audience members you're looking at. You know what I mean? I always look sort of at it's a weird thing. It only happens on stage that when I look at the audience, I don't ever look at an individual. When I get like a blur when I look, like the way I'm looking at you, I've never looked at an audience member this way in my life. It's like this weird soft focus where I look at everyone just kind of like a painting from far away. And if I do actually make eye contact with somebody, I get super freaked out. Like, whoa, that was too close and personal. It's like a prostitute kissing. Yeah. It's exactly like that. What joke did you think didn't work? The last one I was doing about how women would not be as crazy if we could jerk off. It's worked before. I didn't deliver it correctly. What is it? I really believe that I was having diarrhea. I really believe that if women could jerk off, we would not be as insane. Like, I feel like you guys have it easier because we don't have like that kind of release that you have all the time. Yeah. Like, I rarely get satisfaction from masturbating. Well, maybe you're doing it wrong. Well, there's the thing. Isn't there a way to do it where the satisfaction is kind of guaranteed? But you guys get like a final satisfaction. For me, we get a display. If I do that, it just makes me want to actually have like real sex. And then it just reminds me that I'm all alone. I'm like, ugh, there's nobody here. It's just why not invite people over and masturbate when you have company? So then I'm like, what's the point? So then I just don't do it. Bring people over to your house, like just friends to watch TV. Go in the other room, masturbate. And then when you get that crushing, soul-sucking depression that you're all alone, you just go into the living room. There's just people in your house having a nice time. And they go, hey, where were you? And you go, oh, I was just freshening up. Okay, I'll try that at the next party. That's not a bad idea, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. You're the only person I've ever met that masturbating depresses them. Really? I'm pretty sure. Have you ever heard of that before? You have? Oh, of course you have. But maybe it happens when you get older and you're still alone and nobody loves you. Oh my God. You get depressed when you masturbate? Then why'd you do it in the car on the drive here? Why is that depressing? Cleaning up your own jism off your chest when you have no hair on it and you're just like a little twink boy like Matty Boy. Angie gets really happy when he masturbates. Angie digs it. Right? Do you get depressed when you masturbate? That's the only time you're alive.
The more depressed I am, the more I masturbate.
That's what I've always heard from guys when they're super 7 times in one day. David Tell said to me, he's been on the road. He was so depressed, he masturbated to time. He looked at the clock and just, there was nothing left to masturbate to. He did it so much that the ticks of the clock, he just beat his dick. But why do you guys feel the need to do it that much? Because I don't think it's a need to do it. I think guys do it because you can do it. At any given moment when you're alone in a hotel room, you can actually have an orgasm and ejaculate and fantasize about having sex with somebody. Why don't women do it more? Because we don't have that same, we need like some kind of, we need a person. I don't know, some women can, I guess. To me, you need like we're more emotional. It's not just physical, like you guys. Yeah, we definitely can detach more, guys.
Everything's physical for you. Like Maddie looking at freaking tits on the phone all night.
In your face.
No girl would ever just sit on her phone scrolling through penis. Like, look at that. Oh, look at that one. Like, we're not visual. You guys are visual. You know what I mean?
Matty Boy, pre-show, punched into his phone, country titties.
Country?
Country. A friend of ours was on a date and remarked that she had like very large country, sort of like backwoods of Arkansas boobs. They weren't sort of harnessed. They weren't, and then Matty punched into his phone, country titties. And then with Jen and I sitting right next to each other, gave us a slideshow of what his phone came up with country titties.
Huge areolas.
I'll be honest, Jen Murphy, I'll be honest with you. It's the first time I've ever seen titties on a phone.
What?
I think so.
You're lying.
I've never seen him on mine. How's that?
Okay. That
I've
makes
seen
more
him
sense.
on somebody's phone. I've seen him on his phone a lot at work. When we do the radio show and I'm in another town and I have to Skype my face and they Skype the studio back to me, he'll just hold up like titties into the...
Oh, that's so gross.
He typed in diseased vagina things.
Why would you ever want to look at that?
Because it's delicious.
Ugh. Those things are so weird looking. I don't know how
Diseased ones or just vaginas?
Just in general.
What comics do you like? Who are your favorite comics?
David Tell.
Yes, Boogly. Take him to a game. That's my Tell impression.
Bill Burr. Jay Mohr.
No. You got to take a picture. She said she had a wish list, Andrew. And on her wish list was open for Jay Mohr. And then under that, do Jay Mohr's podcast.
When I get home tonight, I'll take a picture of it right away. So you'll know.
Float, man. Don't act like you don't want... May I explain to the listeners what happened tonight? No?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Andrew was on a date that went a little south, and then somebody handed him edible marijuana. He ate half a brownie, started running around the back of the comedy club because he thought I was exceptionally funny, walked the girl to the car, came back in here. Now he's relaxed, laid back, and there happens to be an extra root beer float while he is tripping balls right now.
That's so exciting.
Have you ever had edible pot before?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I can never tell right now. You look like a goddamn boss. You're sitting on a couch with a root beer float in a closed comedy club.
I feel pretty good right now. I just didn't want to say it out loud.
You look pretty good right now.
He's a sweet kid, isn't he?
Yeah. Very sweet.
What jobs did you have before comedy? You said you did drama in New York. Jen Murphy, at Jen Murphy Comedy, 1N.
I did a lot of waitressing. Boring.
You didn't like being a waitress?
I worked in a Mexican restaurant.
Sounds racial.
Called El Cholo.
El Cholo.
Yes.
Did Jen just eat an edible too?
No, I can't eat those. I tried one once and I passed out outside.
Oh, perfect.
On the sidewalk. Like I just ate shit. That stuff's crazy. I never thought I was going to come back.
Matty Boy used to bring him to Dodger games, and I didn't know they were edibles. I thought he actually just brought, like, oh, this is nice, oatmeal cookies. I swear, do you remember this? We were at a Dodger game, like, awesome seats, like, right behind the dugout. And he's like, do you want a cookie? For some reason, I just didn't want a cookie. It never dawned on me that they were just fucking raked with marijuana.
Are you supposed to tell people that?
Yeah, he probably would have cued me in as I was chewing. And I smoked a lot. I would have ridden it out. But when you're high and people fucking recognize you in a stadium, not cool, everyone. If you see someone out at a game and you think they might be high, give them room. Give them room. You had meat sweats. You started freaking out. And Matty Boy goes, you want a cookie? And I don't know why. I love cookies. And I go, no. And you had a muffin. You had cookies and a muffin. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then after the fact, I realized this guy just ate a fucking eighth of grass and it's the third inning. And then he's ordering fucking hot dog, hot links sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches. I look over, he's sweating like he has food poisoning. And I go, what's wrong? He goes, I don't know. I just got meat sweats, bro. He got so high. Sweats. The only way to sate his pot, he was out of pot, so he had to fill the hole with meat. Pot and meat. Fill the hole. That'll fix it.
That shit is dangerous.
Have you ever done acid, Jen Murphy?
No.
Have you ever done mushrooms?
No, I've only done ecstasy.
With whom?
Different people.
Did you wind up like petting one another's arms?
No, well, I've done it with boyfriends. That's good. And then one time I did it with a couple girls and it turned very sexual. I was a lesbian once for a couple hours.
Really?
Until the ecstasy wore off.
But then you realized how disgusting it looks down there?
I could never go down there.
Then how are you a lesbian if you're not doing it to each other?
I only received.
Really?
Yeah. I can't go down there.
And then when they were done, you're like, ha, I'm not doing it back.
That stuff's creepy. Well, no,
it's like when you have a little brother and you're like, hey.
I just left town. I was in a different state.
You just left town? It was a loser leaves town match. And you're like, oops, I lost. I'm out of here. Later, Texas.
I give him credit. I'm glad I tried it because
You didn't try it.
Now I was there. Andrew
has a vagina. You should know. But so how does that come up? Again, it's not even like sexual, it's almost clinical. How do you go from like hanging out with friends to someone like, hey, you want to eat each other's box?
I don't know. That's what happens when you take drugs. You just do shit without thinking about it. Right?
Yeah, I've heard. That's what my 2 DUIs say.
Oh, really? 2?
Before I even moved here, I was so young.
Oh.
I had a DUI. I left a restaurant to go to a party. Matty boy, you'll dig this story. Me and like the mayor of Cedar Grove, New Jersey's son is next to me. This redheaded kid. He was a fucking dick and he was a weightlifter, like a steroid guy. And I'm driving so he can take out and do his coke. I'm 17 and 364 and a half. I'm going to turn 18 at midnight. It's like 10 o'clock at night. We're going to a party. And he goes, you drive, bro. I'm going to get my coke out. And he's taking coke out and it's like it's in like aluminum foil. It's a goddamn mess, right? And he's doing coke and he's putting on my dashboard and we're hitting speed bumps like, slow down, asshole. Like he's heckling me, right? But he's a muscle-bound guy. We get pulled over. I get a DUI. And I remember sitting in the police station in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. And I remember telling the cop, if you wait a half hour, you won't have to call my parents.
Oh, man. Did you do it?
No. My dad said leave them there.
Oh, tough love.
Not really. When your kid's that fucking stupid to drive a Ford Granada through New Jersey high and drunk.
You probably got off pretty easily, though.
In New Jersey, you lose your license 6 months automatic, no matter what. If the judge is your father, you can hire a lawyer to just make sure it's only 6 months. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's gone. You're out. There's no like California you can plead around and show progress and like, hey, I just got a job at Ralph's. Take it easy on me. And judge is like, all right, he's a good kid. Don't sweat it. Give me $1,000.
California's tough now. You get your first one, you get that blower in your car. Every time you get in the car, you have to blow into it.
Isn't that called the air conditioning?
No. You have to wrap your lips around a tube and blow for your car to start. It keeps
coming back to this for you.
No, I'm saying for real.
Earlier you were talking about blowjobs. Then you picked up a root beer float. How do I suck on this and make it hard? And now you got a thing in your car. Have you remember?
I really like sucking this down.
No, it was delicious. You guys are taking it the wrong way.
I'm not. It just seems to be a theme. Marathon running, intimacy issues. You have them, yes?
Probably.
If you're lonely and you don't want to be alone, why wouldn't you allow yourself to be intimate with somebody that could maybe fill that need in your life of not being alone?
I can't have boyfriends.
Why?
Because it makes me sad.
I know why you don't have a boyfriend.
They make me cry.
If you have a boyfriend, then if you do happen to break up, you're afraid of that low.
Yeah,
The thought of that low is more terrifying than just being alone the way you are.
Exactly.
But the joy you would feel with a guy that loves you and sates you emotionally, that doesn't override the fear of the low. That's living in fear, Jen Murphy.
Well, then as soon as I feel that, then I start thinking about the doom that's going to come, and then I just bail.
Why not just be such a great girlfriend that the guy would never leave you?
I don't know if that's possible.
Paint his house.
I don't know if it's possible.
Redo his garage. Cook for him. Be cool.
You don't have control like that, though.
You can go buy paint.
You can be a great girlfriend. It doesn't mean somebody's not going to crush you.
Have you had your heart broken?
I've just been crushed.
Did anybody cheat on you when you're dressed as the ram?
No.
Did you meet other mascots?
I was still a virgin when I was dressed as the ram.
Did you meet other mascots?
Yeah, we had conventions.
Did you ever meet another mascot?
No, I don't think I did.
Have you ever worn an ascot while in the mascot suit? Listen, at stand-up comedy. And you said you got in your own head because you weren't doing good and you were afraid you weren't doing good. So who do you think's right in this equation?
You're right.
Why, you'd be a good girlfriend. You're a catch for some guy out there. Who's right? Yeah, I'm really cheating. Sure, you're right. You're not cheating. Sorry.
You know how it is to stand up? Well, you've been doing it so much longer than me, but either you're on stage and you're not thinking at all because it's all in the moment and you're just going.
I look at everyone just kind of like a painting from far away. And if I do actually make eye contact with somebody, I get super freaked out like, whoa, that was too close and personal. It's like a prostitute kissing.
Yeah. It's exactly like that.
What joke did you think didn't work?
The last one I was doing about how women would not be as crazy if we could jerk off. It's worked before. I didn't deliver it correctly.
What is it? You're going to cry?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Because you were like, give me something, so that means I'm failing.
No, we're having a conversation. You've listened to the podcast. You're holding your stomach like you're going to have diarrhea, too.
I'm going to have diarrhea.
Did somebody die?
You just called me out for failing.
I did not. I can see how you get in your own head. That's not what happened at all. That's not what happened.
A little bit.
Look, I just watched you do great at stand. Not good.
Or you're doing jokes and there's thinking going on, like about what you just did or what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Or what audience members you're looking at. You know what I mean?
I always look sort of at it's a weird thing. It only happens on stage that when I look at the audience, I don't ever look at an individual. When I get like a blur when I look, like the way I'm looking at you, I've never looked at an audience member this way in my life. It's like this weird soft focus where it's
like they could be laughing harder.
This is hilarious.
Or I could have chosen a better joke to do. You know.
You mean on the podcast?
No.
How about a joke? Give us something, Jen.
You want a joke?
No, I mean, just have a conversation. I like that you were a ram. I told you I had panic attacks and I quit comedy for 2 years.